In the early 1930s, Japan was struggling to recover from a series of natural disasters and an economic collapse. Yokohama, a major industrial hub, still bore scars from the 1923 Kanto earthquake. Dusty streets and partially destroyed factories were a common sight. Amid this backdrop, Kenji Takahashi, a meticulous engineer with a passion for machinery, saw an opportunity. He believed Japan's reconstruction depended on its ability to create something uniquely its own, something that could literally move its people. Kenji found an unexpected ally in Hiroshi Nakamura, a visionary entrepreneur whose family had investments across various industries. Hiroshi had heard of the young engineer dreaming of building cars for the Japanese people. On a rainy night in Yokohama, the two met at a small bar. Over sips of sake and heated discussions, they decided to establish a company that would symbolize Japan's future. In 1933, Jidosha Seizo Company Limited was born, a modest workshop aimed at creating simple, affordable, and durable vehicles. The early days were challenging. The company barely managed to sustain its small team of workers, relying on borrowed machines to produce its first parts. Kenji worked tirelessly, fine-tuning rudimentary engines, while Hiroshi sought investors willing to believe in their vision. Despite the hardships, the spirit of innovation began to spread. Kenji recruited young engineers from the region, including Aiko Matsumoto, a talented designer who shared his vision of a motorized Japan. Together, they sketched the company's first prototype, a compact, functional, and economically viable car. In 1934, the company adopted a stronger, more symbolic name, Nissan Motor Company Limited. The name reflected the union of Nihon Sanjo, Japanese industry. With this, Nissan promised not just to manufacture cars, but to build the future of a nation. As Yokohama's streets began to regain vitality, Nissan was taking its first steps toward becoming a symbol of perseverance and innovation. By 1935, Nissan's workshops in Yokohama were gaining momentum. Kenji Takahashi, now leading a team of dedicated engineers, felt mounting pressure to deliver results. The name Nissan had started to circulate among local entrepreneurs, but skepticism remained. Many Japanese saw cars as foreign luxuries meant only for the wealthy. Nissan needed to prove its vehicles could be affordable and practical for all. That's when Aiko Matsumoto, with her keen design sense and attention to detail, proposed an innovative idea. What if we create a small, economical car with enough space for a typical Japanese family? Her vision was to design something that stood out for its simplicity and functionality, something that spoke directly to working-class families. The result of this effort was the Datsun 10, a compact and reliable vehicle designed specifically for Japan's road conditions. However, production faced numerous obstacles. Materials were scarce, and machines often broke down. Kenji and Aiko, relentless in their pursuit, personally supervised every step of the assembly process. Kenji was often seen with grease-stained hands, fine-tuning engines to ensure quality. When the first batch of Datsun 10 cars rolled off the assembly line, it brought a mix of relief and anxiety. To showcase the car, Kenji and Hiroshi made a bold move. They drove it through the streets of Yokohama, displaying it to merchants and workers. The reaction was immediate. People stopped to admire the car's simple and efficient design. Soon, orders began pouring in. Merchants saw the Datsun as a practical way to transport goods, while families dreamed of using it to visit distant relatives. Nissan finally had a product that could win the hearts of the Japanese people. As the Datsun's popularity grew, Hiroshi Nakamura realized Nissan had the potential to go beyond. He began dreaming of the day the company would bring Japanese cars to the rest of the world. By the 1950s, Nissan was a household name in Japan. The Datsun 10 had paved the way for public trust, and new models like the Datsun Bluebird further solidified the company's reputation. However, Hiroshi Nakamura had a bigger vision. He wanted Nissan to be recognized globally, which meant expanding beyond Japan's borders. The opportunity arose after World War II, as Japan began rebuilding its economy with strong industrial support. Hiroshi saw potential in emerging markets like the United States and Europe, but knew conquering these territories would be challenging. He brought on Taro Fujimoto, a charismatic young executive with international negotiation experience, to lead the charge. Taro quickly realized that Nissan needed technical support to compete with Western automakers. He established a strategic partnership with Britain's Austin Motor Company, allowing Nissan to adopt advanced manufacturing technologies. This collaboration not only modernized Nissan's operations, but also helped develop new models to compete globally. The first major breakthrough came with the launch of the Datsun Bluebird, a reliable and affordable car designed to meet the needs of the American market. To promote the vehicle in the U.S., Nissan sent Akira Yamamoto, a charming Japanese salesman. Akira quickly won over American customers, presenting the Bluebird as a car for hard-working families that offered fuel efficiency and simple maintenance. Sales began to climb. The Bluebird's success was driven not only by its quality, but also by Nissan's ability to understand the cultural and economic needs of its new markets. Soon, Nissan expanded its sales networks in the U.S. and Europe, establishing factories abroad to meet growing demand. Nissan was no longer just a Japanese company. It had become a symbol of how determination and innovation could transcend borders. By the 1990s, Nissan's global success story began to lose its shine. The company, once a symbol of innovation and growth, faced mounting internal and external challenges. The global automotive market had grown fiercely competitive, and Nissan was losing ground to both Japanese and international rivals. A bloated product lineup, poor management, and lack of clear direction led to declining sales and mounting debt. Inside Nissan's factories, tension was palpable. Ryoichi Tanaka, head of production in Yokohama, felt the strain of constant changes in leadership. Plans were launched and abandoned in quick succession, leaving workers anxious and morale low. If we keep going like this, there won't be a future, Ryoichi warned his team as he struggled to maintain the quality standards that had once defined Nissan. Salvation came in the form of an unexpected alliance. In 1999, Nissan entered into a partnership with Renault, the French automaker looking to expand its global footprint. As part of the deal, Renault appointed Carlos Ghosn, a renowned executive with a track record of turning around struggling companies, to lead Nissan. His arrival was met with skepticism by the Japanese workforce, who viewed his direct approach as a challenge to the company's corporate culture. Ghosn quickly implemented a bold restructuring plan. He slashed costs, closed unprofitable factories, and streamlined Nissan's overly complex product portfolio. But he didn't do it alone. Working closely with local leaders like Ryoichi Tanaka, Ghosn ensured that Nissan's core values were preserved. We can protect what's unique about Nissan while moving forward, he reassured teams during meetings, striving to unite hesitant employees. The impact was immediate. Within a few years, Nissan returned to profitability. Models like the X-Trail and Altima revitalized the product lineup, while the company invested in modern technologies to attract new customers. The transformation was not without its challenges, but it brought a renewed sense of purpose to Nissan. At the dawn of the 21st century, Nissan entered a new phase of transformation. Having overcome the financial struggles of the 1990s, the company shifted its focus to emerging global issues such as sustainability and clean mobility. It was during this period that Hana Suzuki, an environmental engineer, rose to prominence. Born and raised in Yokohama, Hana had dedicated her career to finding solutions for the environmental impacts of the automotive industry. Hana believed Nissan could lead a green revolution in mobility. Under her guidance, the research and development team embarked on an ambitious project to create the first mass-market electric vehicle that would be accessible to everyday consumers. The initiative, initially met with skepticism from conservative executives, gained traction as governments around the world began offering incentives for low-emission vehicles. In 2010, Nissan launched the Nissan Leaf, a milestone in the company's history and the automotive industry. Compact, efficient, and fully electric, the Leaf symbolized a vision of a sustainable future. The car was enthusiastically received by consumers and critics alike, becoming the world's best-selling electric vehicle in its early years. But Hannah's ambitions didn't stop with the Leaf. As part of the Nissan Intelligent Mobility vision, the company invested in advanced technologies, including autonomous driving and vehicle connectivity. These innovations transformed how people interacted with their cars, offering not just efficiency but also enhanced safety. Nissan also committed to achieving carbon neutrality by mid-century. This included modernizing its factories, developing more efficient batteries, and rolling out a complete lineup of hybrid and electric vehicles. It's not just about selling cars, Hannah declared at a global conference. It's about building a future for the generations to come. Today, Nissan continues to inspire with its blend of innovation and responsibility. From its humble beginnings in Yokohama to roads around the world, the company remains true to its mission of turning challenges into opportunities, driving the world forward.